Tragic floods in the Emilia Romagna region have resulted in the displacement of numerous individuals from their homes, placing a significant burden on emergency services. In light of this situation, Formula One officials declared on Wednesday that the scheduled race for the upcoming weekend would not proceed. The decision made by F1 chiefs spells doom for Red Bull's Max Verstappen and his position in his competition against teammate Sergio Perez in the title fight. How exactly does the race cancellation affect the two-time world champion? I know you're itching to find out, so keep watching the video. The announcement regarding the race was crafted with caution, avoiding definitive statements about the complete cancellation of the event for the 2023 season. However, attempts to reschedule the race later in the season are expected to face challenges due to the crowded calendar. Veteran Formula One team manager Peter Windsor believes that Sergio Perez is likely to be the more content of the two Red Bull drivers regarding the cancellation of the Imola race. Windsor expressed this viewpoint in a video posted on his YouTube channel, where he said, "What will Max be thinking? One less race for me to win. Absolutely no doubt that was more of a Max circuit than a Checo circuit, so that's more of a loss for Verstappen. If these two guys are going to be very close on points getting towards the end of the year, which is a big if, of course, then Imola will be a race that Max will rue the absence of." While the competition between Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez has been clean thus far, Johnny Herbert believes that Perez will need to alter his approach if he wishes to outperform his teammate. Herbert suggests that a more assertive and aggressive style may be necessary for Perez to gain an advantage over Verstappen. If it's your only shot, you'll do anything to get that trophy on your mantelpiece. If you get thrown out at the end of that season, that trophy is on the mantelpiece, he said. We know Max has got that mentality, and Lewis Hamilton has got that mentality, and all the other drivers in the past who have won world championships. Now, it's seeing if Sergio wants to do the same thing. It's a risk that you may lose that seat, the best seat in Formula One at the present time, but to win a world championship, I'd go for it. Amid growing tension, Sergio Perez's father, Antonio Perez Garibay, has expressed his thoughts on the feud between his son and Max Verstappen. Garibay once again likened their rivalry to that of two tigers and cautioned that their battle could potentially mirror the infamous fallout between Ayrton Senna and Alain Prost during their time at McLaren. The comparison serves as a reminder of the potential for strained relations between teammates in intense Formula One rivalries. In a statement that could be seen as a challenge to Max Verstappen, Antonio Perez Garibay warned that Sergio Perez possesses a similar mindset and could rival him for the championship. Garibay conveyed this sentiment during an interview with Por Esto, saying, "For me, this is the new edition of Senna and Prost at McLaren. We have two tigers in the same cage. They think alike, they act alike. They try to snatch the point for the fastest lap from each other because every point counts in this world championship. Not only do they chase every pole position, they also want to be one step ahead in every free practice session." Last season, Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen had a clash that raised concerns about the state of their relationship. In a specific incident in Sao Paulo, Verstappen disregarded team orders to allow Perez to pass, leading to tensions within the team and sparking an internal dispute. Tensions remained elevated during the Saudi Arabia Grand Prix, where Sergio Perez approached Max Verstappen for discussions after learning that Verstappen had taken his fastest lap. Perez has consistently expressed his ambition to challenge Verstappen for the championship title. The Mexican driver has had a strong start to the season, securing 2 victories out of 5 races. Antonio Perez Garibay, Sergio Perez's father, believes that his son has undergone a transformation and anticipates that he will utilize his newfound confidence to contend for top positions in Formula One. Garibay also asserts that Sergio could extend his career in the sport for up to 10 years, even though his current contract with Red Bull concludes at the end of the upcoming season. He said, "It's all about nuances in favor of Max, but on difficult circuits, the two are on equal footing. My son has changed. What he says and how he behaves is different. He shows a lot more self-confidence. He used to be happy for points. It took a long time before he got a competitive car. If this chance had come earlier, Checo would already be world champion. I'm quite sure of that. And he still has 10 years to go to win the title." Christian Horner, team principal of Red Bull Racing, has refuted the notion that Max Verstappen is the clear number one driver within the team, asserting that both Verstappen and Sergio Perez are treated equally. Despite Verstappen's consecutive championship wins in the past 2 seasons, Horner denies any preferential treatment when it comes to tyre selection and overall strategy. He emphasises that both drivers are given equal opportunities to succeed and contribute to the team's success. In the Extraordinary Tales with Seb Coe podcast, he expressed his opinion, saying that, "Of course, you end up sometimes with conflict between your drivers, but I think the most important thing as a team is to play with a straight bat, to treat them equally. We don't have a number one driver. Our number one driver is whoever is ahead on the circuit, and you earn that by what you do on the circuit, not through a contract, and that's the way we've always operated." Max Verstappen acknowledges that it is inherent in Formula One for a rule change to eventually curb a team's dominance, even though that is not currently the case. During an interview on the Pardon My Take podcast, Verstappen was questioned about whether he believes there are any efforts to hinder Red Bull's performance. In response to the query, Verstappen stated, "Well, no, I think so far it's been all right. I mean, that thing is natural. When one team is ahead, people start looking into things, but for the moment, I think it is all right." Verstappen highlighted the historical precedent of rule changes ending the dominance of other teams in Formula One and emphasized that this is an inherent aspect of the sport. He argued that rule changes play a role in leveling the playing field and preventing a single team from maintaining prolonged dominance. He added that, "We had it before as well. Other teams have been dominating, and then of course at one point there are changes and teams get upset a bit. That's how Formula One goes, you know." Taking Christian Horner's statements into consideration, fans can anticipate an exciting season where both Red Bull drivers, Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, are given the freedom to compete on equal terms. Whether Perez can effectively challenge Verstappen's quest for a third consecutive championship remains to be seen. As the only other driver with the RB19 car on the track, Perez appears to be Verstappen's main rival. The unfolding season will ultimately reveal if Perez can pose a significant threat to Verstappen's championship aspirations. Who do you think comes out on top when it's all said and done? Tell us in the comment section down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.